Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, ladies.
In this stream, we're gonna have a look. Stream video, actually. Sort of gonna record a video for YouTube, but we'll do it on a live stream while we are doing it. That's the point here. Having a look on Lighthouse mainly to see what has changed there. We'll do a few offline raids and then see what goes on there in this new patch. On Wednesday, I think it will be 3 weeks that the game wiped, and we had some Lighthouse expansion, some things that have changed in the camp as well, some offices which are now open, some other stuff. We'll have a look around on that. Where are we meanwhile, progression-wise? We are level 27.5, sort of. I haven't been choosing any of these skills, we're just playing normally. Which means we have some endurance and strength on normal numbers. We have not been choosing it with full stuff in our backpack with shotgun shells or SAS drives in a document case to get your strength up and things like that. We haven't been running to barbed wire like crazy to get vitality up. Those kind of things people are choosing, as we know. We just play the game normally and we see where we end up. Hideout, we're getting there. We have most of the stations on level 3, except for generator and workbench. We are waiting to hit level 30. That will unlock mechanic level 3, and that's sort of what we need. For level 3, we need mechanic at level 3 here for the generator, and the same goes for workbench. Workbench also need level 3 mechanic. And then once we have done those 2 stations, then it will unlock everything else which we do not have yet, which means we can do rest space. That's depending on the generator. The generator needs to be on 3 before we can do rest space 3. That will also give us the library. We have all the parts ready for the library. Air filter unit, we have everything ready for it. Boost collector, everything ready for it. The Bitcoin, I have it at level 1 at the moment with 1 graphics cards in it, so it is already producing bitcoins. Bitcoin price is so low that I'm probably gonna fill this up with 10 graphics cards and that will be it. I don't think I'm gonna do level 2 or 3 because the Bitcoin is so low, it's probably not worth it. Last wipe it was already not worth it to put it on level 3. We'll see. I might go to level 2, but level 3 requires you to do solar power, which comes over here somewhere, which is a 20 million station to build, plus another 10 million, sort of 10-11 million to get your Bitcoin from level 2 to level 3. That's 30 million which you have to recoup with the Bitcoin price at the moment. Bitcoin is 120k or something to therapist. That's gonna take you about 3 months to recoup your money. Then we're already 4 or 5 months into this wipe. Very likely it will wipe again a bit after that. So my advice at this moment in time, level 1, yeah. Level 2, maybe. Level 3, no way. It's not worth it. It's never gonna recoup that if you do level 3. But it's up to you, of course, what you do with that. The rest is up and running, except for scav case. We are constructing. 34 hours to go. This thing, if you don't have any of these items, it's gonna cost you somewhere between 2 and 3 million. Probably somewhere 2.5 million if you have to buy all of these things. Construction time is 80 hours. So we're already over halfway constructing it. And once it's up and running, it's obviously sort of your gambling station. You run it with a Moonshine or an Intel. Intel guarantees you a key. Last wipe, it didn't give me a scratch. I was constantly getting these stupid dorm keys, 203, 103, 303, 206, all these things which you need in the beginning for a quest, but they're not any value at all. I think I got 1 RBBK key, which is a marksroom for reserve, which is not even a good one. That's the only decent key that I got if I run Intel in my scav case last wipe. Moonshine, on the other hand, I made lots of profit from the Moonshine. Got a lot of power filters at the time when they were 500-600k. I got a tank battery for there, so I didn't need to find it for regulated materials, quests, things like that. So yeah, definitely all kind of military cables and things like that came from the scav case. So the scav case, running it with Moonshine last wipe was definitely worth it. Running it with Intel was not worth it at all. But yeah, you want to alternate your things in every of these stations for that matter. If you craft something, never craft 2 times the same thing in that station, because then you will get less points for your crafting skill and hideout skill. Especially the hideout skill, you want to get to level 51 elite, because that will give you 8 slots for your fuel, it will give you 3 slots for your water collection, it will give you 5 slots for your Bitcoin farm. So yeah, give you more options to stack up on these things. So hideout management is something you want to get to elite, but you need to do a lot of crafting to get it there. We're playing for 3 weeks now, my guess level 7, level 8 or something, I don't know. Level 8.5 we are with hideout. We have been crafting quite a lot and we're almost 6. So yeah, this is gonna take a while to get these things up and running there. As I said, I have not been cheesing any of these skills. So and it also seems to go slower, endurance and strength. So we're sort of equal on it now, level 10, level 11. That's sort of what it comes down to, the skills. They have made some changes to it. They, in my opinion, at this moment at least, they seem to go up not very quickly. Of course, that will change once we have the air filter unit, because that gives us a 40% boost to start with, and the more you use it, the percentage will go up. I think I ended up last wipe with something like 62% increase on physical skills, and then of course you level up your strength and your endurance, which are your physical skills, way faster. People thought it was bugged and it was not working. Last wipe, that is not correct. It is bugged, but it's bugged in such a way that you just need to build it, and if you build it you will get the bonus, no matter if you put a filter in it or not. But putting a filter in it will help you get your hideout management up quicker. So I'm gonna build it and I'm just gonna put a filter in it whenever we need one. That's definitely something that has changed a little bit here and there. What else has changed is, as I said, the skills, and what also changed, of course, is the collector. The Kappa container, you get that quest, if you have done most of the other quests, you get the quest at level 45, and you can turn it in at level 62, it was last wipe. They have made changes to that. It is now level 55 to turn it in. So you get the quest level 45 and you need to turn it in at level 55. And that means that you have to do less grinding, because you had to go from 45 to 62, there was a lot of grinding. Now you only have to go to 55 to get it done. What you do need, we have 2 mechanism backpacks sitting in here. There's a reason for that. They brought out a bunch of new streamers items, 36 in total now for this wipe, and that means you need to find those 36 to get to the Kappa container. All of them are required, including the new ones. Which are the new ones? We have the Dan Exert, the forklift key, that's one of the new ones. We have the golden egg, which is from Meyer, German streamer I believe. You actually need 2 golden eggs found in raid, one for the collector and one for Ragman. Living high is not a crime, part number 1 or number 2 I think. He also wants one of these, so you need to find 2 of them in raid. So those are 2 new ones, the rest are the ones we already had before. The XLTV parrot figurine, it's also a new one, it's required. The Bakizi book, also required. The nice guy press pass, also one of the things which is required for Kappa now. We have the VHS cassette with the Cyborg Killer movie. It's from some Russian YouTuber I believe, this one. But you also need one for Kappa. The Bear Buddy, streamer's item from Ammunition, also needed. Glorious E-Mask, also needed. Loot Lord, yeah, Aqua FPS and Pestily Mark, they were already needed before. So what are we missing? We are missing from the old ones the evasion armband and the shroud half mask. Not sure what happened with my shroud half mask. I'm pretty sure I found one. I think I've sold it, thinking I had one already, and I didn't. So I have to find it again. And then we are missing the Willer's e-wallet as usual. Most of the time only spawns in the Dorm's Mark Room. Dorm's Mark Room key is a bit of a problem to get one. And the Jinji Lucky Leaf Clover thing, the keychain, which also seem to be very hard to find, also probably only in Mark's rooms. So those two we definitely need. The John B glasses, which is a new streamer's item. The Betty Beard, I haven't found one yet. And the DBD, or the Dr. Disrespect. Red armor, the Paga armor. Those are the 6 or 7 that I'm still missing. All the rest I already found, which is not that bad. 3 weeks into a wipe and we have most of them already sitting. We just need to get our hands on a few dorms keys, especially the Mark's room, and then we might be able to find the other ones as well, or at least easier. Other than that, we're doing pretty okay. We have a hideout box here. This is the stations we are still missing. Have everything for it ready to go. So it's everything ready, and here this is Quest and Crafts and some other stuff that we need later on. Water filters, obviously, for the water collector at level 3, but we don't have it at level 3, but we do have a bunch of water sitting in here. Shampoo for the green stim. You need 4 of them to trade with a therapist for a green stim. The GM counts is a trade with Peacekeeper for 60 round max, so that's why we're keeping those. All of this stuff over here, these are things which you need in your crafting. It's one of those things like the red screwdriver, the flat screwdriver, the scissors for magazine cases. You need one of these, you do the craft and then you get them back. All of these things here, what's sitting here, is one of those things you always get back. Then we have some Peacekeeper stuff coming up later on in a quest where he needs 2 bleach, 2 hoses, 2 cleans and 2 alkalis. We have them sitting here ready to go. And then some military stuff which I kept, which we probably need at one point or another. Vases and cats is later on for Ragman. Defibrillators for therapist, I think. And then gunpowder, of course, because we are constantly crafting bullets. That's one of the things that changed, for instance. Punisher Part 5 no longer unlocks BP 7.62. The BP is now sitting behind Grenadier, which means you need 12 grenade kills, PMC grenade kills, to get that thing done, and that will unlock the BP 762 BP. We'll see. That's sort of what we are doing with those lucky scab boxes. Then we have just some general meds sitting in our paint box. Bunch of stims and some other things we need for crafting the stims. That's what we have in the other med box. We have a food box, mainly focusing on sugar at the moment, waiting till the price to go up. And then Aquamaris, it's good enough to drink. Whiskies and vodkas, we need 10 at least for Ragman. You can craft them, but we have found already a few, so we're just keeping them. 20-30 round max and 50-60 round max, 2 mag boxes. That's usually what I go by. Don't worry too much about the rest. We have 1 grenade case. We're using them from time to time, so this thing pretty much never gets full. If we do get more, we just sell them. That is sort of how I run things. Most of the wipes I don't... I might get 1 or 2 more lucky scab boxes once we start properly crafting, because then we also need one like for daily. Once we have done the rest of the hideout, I'm gonna do change this box into daily and weeklies. We collect 3-4 of these things which you often need for dailies, and we put them in that box probably. Another thing that has changed, we have 3 special slots this wipe, which means we're constantly running around with markers and Wi-Fi cameras, just in case we forgot one of the quests that we need to do. Then you always have one around. You cannot lose it. Even if you die, you do not lose it. So whatever you put in here, the idea is to put a compass, a rangefinder, and then later on a radio set. But you can also use them for markers, Wi-Fi camera, jammers, that kind of thing, which you need for quests sometimes. And that's pretty much it. I always have 150, 200 slots open, just in case we have a really good run, that you have room to place it. If I see some of the stashes out there on some of those streamers, then I think like, Jesus Christ. They're just hoarding, and there's no reason behind it. Half of the things they never use, just sell it. That's my advice for it. That's what I do with it. I keep some stuff, some low gear, some gear that we need later. We have a 100% gazelle and we have a less than 50% gazelle. That's for Ragman. The same with the Zabrallos. We have a stack of backpacks sitting in here that we are using from time to time. Some other guns, mainly the ones we need for future gunsmiths. At the moment I'm a bit stuck on gunsmith. I've done 5 already, but I can't do number 6 because I can't get my hands on the RSASS at the moment. And now we have a couple of rigs with also pretty much based on gunsmiths. Future things we need. That's what I have sitting in here. Certain suppressors, certain adapters, certain scopes and things like that. This pretty much the handguard for Gunsmith 16. This is pretty much the suppressor for Gunsmith 16. So yeah, we have them sitting here already so that we don't have to buy them. Saves us money. These things here, yeah, it is what it is. Russian cartoon figurines. As far as I know, we don't need them for anything, but just in case later on we run into some extra quest they came up with where you need to turn in these 3 things found in raid. I have found all three of them in raid. It's a reference to some sort of cartoon, I believe. We got the 2 rigs for Radman, we got the 2 black rocks for Ragman, and then the mechanism backpacks with streamer's item, pretty much. Other than that, of course, the main changes are on a Lighthouse. So let's have a look. There are a bunch of new keys though. Let's first go over those. We have the shared bedroom mark key. That's a Mark's room on the new Lighthouse Peninsula. We have the conference room, which is pretty much on the other side, in the other building. We have a gap here, which is the radar key. At the moment, that key is only available for barter trades, the most ridiculous barter trades. People want black key cards, red key cards for labs or dorms, marked rooms, all kind of keys and key cards which you cannot find, which is a bit of a problem. So yeah, we're a bit stuck. That seems to be a problem in general with most of these quests. We are stuck on keys. They put the fee on these keys so high that most people will not put them up for money. They will put them up for some barter trades, which usually requires you to have things which you can also not get. So yeah, we don't have the radar key. We do have USEC 1 and USEC 2. Those are the safes in the big chalet on the bedrooms upstairs. We have the store, which is the convenience store. That's sort of in the middle of the map. Then we have a couple of container buildings, barracks, whatever you want to call it. One is on the left on building 1, which is the USEC stash, the one with the blue background. You have also a key which is called USEC stash with purple background. That is for customs though. Workshop is also one of those cabins, but that is on the other side. And then we have in building 1 we have the operating room key, which is also required for a quest, also a barter trade. That's what this gap is about. We are also missing the hillside house key, another one which I cannot get. We do have this. This is the building 2 storage room, the water treatment plant storage room. That opens, so we'll have a look on that one as well if we get there. The police car is left of building 1 on the road. There is a police car. You can open that truck with this key, and at least in previous wipe it's often spawned an intel. So yeah, if you are there, it's something you can check. Marin Key, not so sure. I opened it 2-3 times now, a couple of times in off-road and 1 time in offline, in online. The thing was empty 3 times. So although it is barter trade only out there, I actually found this one. I'm not sure if it's worth. So far I found 3 empty boots, so I'm not so sure what the idea behind that is. Did they forget to put loot in that thing or something? So what we are missing is the operating room, radar, and hillside house. That's pretty much it. The rest of the lighthouse keys we do have. Let's have a look. We'll see. We're gonna do some offline raids, preferably in daytime. We'll see where we spawn, and then we're gonna have a look at what's new. Offline, mate. Offline. Enable the offline. You can do co-op mode. You can play it with other players now. That also means that they increase the ping, I believe, to 200, which causes all kind of trouble. It does give you the option, for instance, like myself, if I'm in Europe, that I can play with the Americans, which I always did. I played on the East Coast servers, but now I can even connect to the West Coast servers with 160 or 170 ping, because they increased it from 170 limit to 200 limit, which means you can play a bit more with friends. You can select PvE, you can put on the bosses and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to put on anything, we're just going to check out loot, pretty much. What kind of loot is there, what has changed, that's what we're going to do in this stream/video. An hour, 2 hours, we'll see. The map is, I think, 40 minutes. We'll see where we spawn, and then we decide which side to go, either north or south. And then we'll see what has changed compared to previous wipe. That's sort of what this video is about. We went over the streamers items already. The skills have changed a little bit. And then we have a few new quests, for instance with these new rooms. And other quests have changed, as I mentioned already. The BP is now behind Grenadier and no longer Punisher 5. Shooter Born in Heaven is now 5 maps instead of 4, and it's also 125 meters instead of 100 meters. Not that bad of a spawn, actually. You can find all kind of stuff on these things. Toilet paper, but also kick tape, defuel, W40s, termite. You can find obviously on these boxes, which are already decent spawns. Another kick tape there. You need a few for your hideout and for certain quests, which also means people need them and they're gonna pay a lot of it. There is some loot in these cabins sometimes, but we're gonna skip most of it. We'll have a look in the north, mainly with this run. And then if we could potentially do another one where we can get the same spawn, but then we go south. This is the store, convenience store. You can find some food and drinks in here sometimes. There is also a cash register. And then you have the convenience store. That's that key that I'm using here. There's a med crate here. Nothing in it this time. Usually it spawns some syringes or morphines. Some decent stuff here. Ophthalmoscope sometimes. You find some loot, as you can see. A clock. And then you can also check the dead body. Get some helmets. Helmets spawn all over the place by the looks of it. Same with headsets. The hotel over here. Also a pretty good one. People usually rush into the camp, but sometimes it's better to check some things. You can have some ammo on this seat. You can have some drinks on this barrel as well. Sometimes there's something in that seat over there. And then you go inside left to begin with. You find some condensed milk here sometimes. Some medical spawns on the sofa. I haven't found anything in this ball top there, whatever it is. And then we have this room. There's usually a spawn here on the ground. Sometimes some ammo on the bed. And then the box here. You want to check Vertex, VPX, GPUs, military transmitters, that kind of things. You can find in there. Couple of duffel bags here. You want to check them because it would not be the first time that I find a GPU in this one. Sold. Another one of those things that some people can never find. Some sprouts, which is actually one of the streamer's items. Not sure which streamer it is, but gold chain, Veritas guitar pick, which is another streamer's item. You get the idea. These duffel bags are not just duffel bags here. And then over here, gold chains, horses, things like that on that sofa sometimes. Not always, but in this case they are. That's the downstairs. There also is a upstairs. Couple of jackets. That's where you want to find those keys. Some medical stuff here. As you can see, ophthalmoscope, IFAX. Those are not bad medical items. Over here it's usually some drinks on the table or on the shelf sometimes. If we go to the other side, another duffel bag and a jacket. Morphine. You need a couple found in raid, 4 for therapists and 4 for I think peacekeeper. Other than that, you can use it for craft. It sells for 10-11k to therapists. There's another duffel bag over here. And there is also over here in front of this ground seat, you can find aces, vertexes. Check the floor over here. Some loose spawns over here and a tech crate over there. We're just picking up some of the items which are worth a bit of money. There's a toolbox on the ground there. Survival lighter on the ground. Sometimes you can find something in the seat or there. I'm not going to check everything, but we're going to check a few of the things of which I know can spawn. Some decent stuff. You can find something on the ground here, on the table here, and then there are 2 tech crates, one inside and one outside. This is one of those new things that you need. I think you need one to build up your hideout station, and you also need one for crafting. It's one of those things that you get back all the time. There's a spawn here and there as well, normally. And then you have the tech crate outside. Nothing. Then we come to this house, the one with the satellite dish. Number 4, I believe the house number is. This is the hillside house key, which I do not have, so we can't open that one. Find some sugar sometimes in there or in there, and over there as well. Condensed milk, so yeah. A bit of easy money in those boxes sometimes. The sauna. There's a spawn here, there is a spawn on this bench. There is a spawn over here, and then over here chainlets, as you can see. Chainlets, gold chains, cats, lions. It's one of those spawns. Behind this house also tech crate. Screws, they came down in price already quite a lot. Beginning of the wipe they were valuable. Now they're not so valuable anymore. Another jacket. They're still okay, you can still pick them up if you have a slot open and you find, like, just before the extraction jacket with the screws, or you can pick them up. Same with nails. The nails are going up a little bit. Bolts are obviously always good. Relays, especially now towards the end of your hideout. You can pick them up because people need them. Sewing kit is always about 20k to therapists even. Not even market stuff. Some ammo in this box, very often not checked by people. Not super, but you can find some 7 in 40 here. Either in that box or even in the duffel bag sometimes. It's one of those places where you can find the nuts is also actually not worth picking up anymore. That's sort of the technical house over there. A lot of tech spawns. There's another toolbox over there. Of course, the main people come to, or the main reason people come to the village, another toolbox, is obviously this house here. This is where the good spawns are. You can find some stuff on the ground here or on the sofa. You can find golden coloring or something on the shelf here sometimes. As far as I know, there's nothing spawning in that room. This room, I've checked a couple of times this cabin and these sofas here, but I never found anything here. The only thing you find here sometimes is a drink on this table. The main thing while people come here is obviously upstairs here. This room, on that box or on the floor or on the table, can spawn ISS, GPUs, vertexes, VPX, all that kind of thing. And over here you can find money on the ground or on the table. Money, gold chains, bitcoins, GP coins, all that kind of thing. Sort of that high value thing. So this is a house. If you're here, why not check it? I'm also going to show you something else, which is that no matter where you have this room here, you have a pretty good angle on that road, and it's even better from this room, which shows you the whole bridge area. Which means if you have to cross that bridge towards the camp, something you have to take in consideration. That's why I'm just showing it. Wouldn't be the first time you get one tap there, you have no idea where from. It's probably from this room. We have another jacket here, toolbox, some loose loot over there and on the table as well. We're taking a bit more time on this village because there are some decent spawns in here. That one, I'm not sure. It still says breach, just like last wipe, so at one point or another that thing is going to be a key. This one on the other hand is open. Duffel bag here, it can spawn things on the sofa here. Some food spawns here and also here in this box. Over here on the table, on the seat, on the floor you can find things all over the place. There is sometimes in that little sink here, and also a jacket. We'll check it, nothing great. There's another jacket in this garage. This is mainly where you want to find the keys basically. There is some tech spawn in that box here. W40. Some other stuff, water filter. Vodka defuel. Sometimes you find something on this table. There's another toolbox and another tech crate over here. Which you could potentially use. Another toolbox here. Fuel, yeah, we're not gonna take the fuel. We're already as heavy as hell as this. So this is just a village. We do have part to shoreline, so we could, in theory, we could pick up the fuel and just extract. We made more than enough money with this village run. But we still have time. We'll check the other village, not that important. This little door here is the Hermit Quest. You need to pick up Jaeger's friend's message. That piece of paper is on the ground here if you have that quest. You can check all these little wooden houses here, not super. I usually go through this one. You can find some things here. Deep fuel vodka, pretty decent spawn here. Condensed milk, some bullets in that shelf there or on that table. On the sofa or on the ground here sometimes. And then of course we have the van over here. Some spawn here, here, there and there. And then of course the one here, which is always sort of have to go backwards and prone and then try to find the pixel here, because very often Veritas Guitar Pick, Bitcoin, GP coin, but they're very small, you need to find that pixel. I think I saw it for a second there might actually be something here. Not always, but you get the idea. Also a high value spawn in other words. And another one over here, as you can see. Yeah, this is already quite some money that we are carrying here. And then we didn't even pick up the fuel. So yeah, easy 500,000 run in the village over there. If you run across this bridge, remember the room behind you. Over there, you can barely see it from here, but you have a pretty clear view from that house, as I showed you earlier. Then we come into the row camp. That sign here says that there are mines. You do not want to go on the grass there. You have some cabins on the right here. I think it's... This is the first door. I think it's the third door, which is the workshop key. See, it's one of these here. This one. It's the last one. There's a toolbox in here, another toolbox, pressure gauge over here. Over here you can have all kind of stuff happening. There's another jacket here as well. Let's fill it up over here with some stuff. Yeah, the W40, not really that valuable, but I actually needed one for a quest or something. That's why I picked it up. But since we're running offline. Okay, obviously you do not want to run here in an online raid. It's not advisable. You actually want to go behind here. Building number 3, the east side of the camp. This is sort of where the changes have come into play. We normally ran into here and then we looked into that box. We went upstairs and we looked into that box. We checked the top hallway, as if you will call it that. That's what we usually did. We checked that box. Usually some good spawns in here. Nothing this time, but because we're offline probably. The door to the right, as you can see, is open now. You can actually go in here. There are all kind of spawns in here. You can jump on this seat, crouch and have a computer here to begin with. Nothing major in there at the moment. Some spawns over here on the ground. 1001 filing cabinets, which you can check. You do want to check them. They spawn Intel, Tetris, Labs key cards, keys this wipe. Same goes for instance in customs. Crack house. Do not only check the shelves in the crack house, also check the filing cabinets. The good stuff is very often in the filing cabinet now instead of on the shelves. Yeah, you can close the other ones here and you can actually search all of them if you want. Some other spawns over here, you can check it. One point or another you probably have to pick up something here for a quest. That's why that thing is probably there. Another duffel bag over there, another jacket. Especially in the jackets, that's where you want to find the good keys for Lighthouse. And that's about it, I think. On this side. We go to the other side. This one says breach. One point or another, it probably will have a key. Duffel bag over here. You mainly want to check this box. This is one of those boxes which can spawn vertexes, VPXs, that kind of thing. A Tuchonka of all things. Some bullets, another jacket here. On the bed can also spawn all kind of stuff. Checkpoint key. Even if you already have it, it's an easy 28,000 to therapist. And check all the beds and all the boxes. You might be able to find some stuff here. It's all open now. So you can all check that. Then we went upstairs normally, and then we checked this box, if there was something in there. These offices we never checked, because it was not important to check it. Only once or twice you need to be here to pick up some data. This one still says breached, so there is still something going on here with keys that we do not have yet. This one, on the other hand, is also open now. We need to pick up some data here for a quest, and this room was closed previous wipe. It's now open, as you can see. Another computer here, some loose loot as well. Table, check always the tables, check all these shelves. The bed might spawn something. Toolbox over there. And that the other way in or out is if you take the stairs over here. There were a bunch of rogues on the roofs previous wipe. They are still there. The only difference now is that you can actually go upstairs. And you can loot this whole place. If you have killed them from the mountains or from the grotto side. If you shot these guys, you can actually loot the rogues. And next to that, you have a bunch of loot loose around on in these crates, on the boxes all over the place. You can also try to counter snipe and act like a rogue. Try to get some PMCs on the rocks there. You get the idea. And this is one example. The exact same happens on building 2 and on building 1. So we're not going to go 3 times up. We're just having a look around what has changed. That definitely has changed, because previous wipes we could not go on the roofs. What also has changed is the rogue spawns. Previously building 2 was always a bit tricky, because you had 4 roaming rogues. They are no longer there. You might see 1 or 2, but definitely not 4 anymore. They also run around with less bullets, because given the fact that you can also loot the roof ones, they obviously don't have that good stuff anymore. Otherwise people would easily farm and in no time have like the best gear around. So instead of running around with 762 BP, they often are running PS or T46 or something. Same story here as in building 3, we have the same here. We can go up now, all these offices are open. You can check it. Some loose spawns here and there. Yeah, the headsets and the helmets and any headwear to begin with can spawn all over the place now. The other way around can also come in from here, obviously. Weapon crate, another computer here, I think, as well. Yep. All these computers, that of course means you can find hard disk and such, but you can also find GPUs, for instance. Not sure what this is, a storage room. Don't know if it actually spawns something. Maybe in the box you can find some good stuff. Looks to be something like that. Not spawning everything, obviously. And this one always seems to be breach, the top one, so that might be a future key. Same story here on the bottom. In the other think it was open already, the door. Some weapon parts here, as you can see. Weapon crates as well. Some other loose spawns on the ground. Some ammunition over here. Something to drink, which we'll use. We probably need it. We're walking around already for a long time. We go across. The first room just opens. Over here you very often find car batteries, tank batteries in this box. As you can see. Tank battery, we're not gonna carry that thing around. That is 43 kilograms, no thank you. But you can find them here very often. And then we have another one here. Same story. Might be another one here. Yep. So that's 2 car batteries, 86 kilograms if you pick up those 2. And then I'm not sure about that top one there. Maybe with enough strength you can actually jump on, and then you might be able to open also that one up. So yeah, this is very normal. Very often car batteries, tank batteries, building to the left room on the bottom. The second room on the other hand is an unlock. This is the water, what's it called? WTP store, I think. Yeah, WTP store, the water treatment plant storage room. We have some loose spawns over here on the shelves and on the seat. In here, pretty high value. You can find Meldonans here, L1, all these kind of different stims. Military cables. Over here I found a VPX, Vertex already, so this is a high value spawn as well on this box. And then we have this crate here. That's why it's probably locked, because we have 2 high value spawns in here. So it is definitely worth picking up that key. It's not that expensive, at least not at the moment. That might change over time. Not because I do a video on it, but if some of the bigger streamers does a video on it, people will buy this key. At the moment it's still affordable. For some reason or another, this wipe they put in an SUV over here, and the door says locked. So that might be a future quest that you need to pick up something out of that truck. But I'm not sure if there is a key available already which opens it. Over here we have the fire, same story here. You can go around and open this door now. Another weapon crate here. Some filing cabinets which you can actually search. So that might be intel in there. Let's check a few. Nothing major in this. You can close this bottom one and then open it again. You will be able to find some things in there, if there is something inside. Weapon crate here, some loose spawn on these seats, and another crate over there. Also on the table you can find some stuff, and also on these shelves you can still find things, which was already the case before, but now you can actually go into this room, which was not the case before. And then of course in the back there you still have spawns as well, all kind of military stuff. Let's first go up to the train. We don't have the intention to take the train, but also something changed here. We run sort of 30 degrees eastwards when you come in. If you have the new quest draft trafficking, you have to come here with a Wi-Fi camera. I think I have that quest open up, so and we go into this thing here, the marijuana plant. As you can see, it says sub-task complete. We have discovered the thing. We need to place a Wi-Fi camera here to get that quest complete. We have spawns over here on all of these tables, so we're gonna check it quickly. And then on the ground here and on these tables, very often stims, L1s, Meldonians, all those things you need for samples, basically. Check the floor here, check these sofas here. There we go. What was it? A morphine this time, but it can also be any of the good samples that stims you need. So you don't need to go to labs or kill Senator, you can actually find them here. For instance, there are other places, but this is one of them. The table also spawns some things, this sofa as well, pro kill medallion sometimes as well. I found an Aisa here, was it in the box or on the ground, I can't remember. So yeah, you want to check this whole place basically. That's the drug labs. That's something, yep. There is a spawn here, for instance. If you spawn here, that's the first thing you check, obviously. But you can implement it in your building run, or whatever you want to call it. If you're doing the camp run here. Or on your way out, if you take the train extraction. Possibility. We're just having a look on the buildings now, and basically around the camp. We didn't even go inside the camp. Just make sure you don't step on the grass here either, because that's also full of mines, this one. And similar as in the previous buildings. Building 1, same story. Upstairs, downstairs, offices are open now. On the side of the building is a stairs, which also makes you go to the roof, in case you want to. This is more a medical one, if I remember correctly. Find some weapons here as well. This one says breach, so I don't know. It's always that left side which seems to say breach. This time this one is open. This one is still breach, might be a future quest. The toolbox here. Weapon crate. This one is also breach, so it seems like there are still some rooms that they don't know what to do with yet, or there might be a key coming later on. This one over here, I think it's this one, yeah. This one says bridge, but this one we actually know what it is. This is the operating room key, but I don't have it, so I can't open it, which also means I can't do that bloody quest yet. And just like in the other buildings, some of these doors are open. There we go. CMS kit. This is more a medical one. This bottom of building 1 here, dead body. Salewas you find here sometimes. Grizzlies, this is more medical ones, this one. And this one is also a breach, yep. And this one is also medical rooms. So you might be able to find some stims here as well. Either on the ground or on any of these tables. Same here, med case, you want to check them. They spawn ophthalmoscopes now. Blood sets, probably more than a bottle of water. The peroxide trades with therapist for a bottle of water, but if we find something better, you can easily pick it up. We need to go back out. So yeah, all of these rooms. checking if something is here. Toolbox. I think it's building 3 where there in the middle is a body, which you can also loot. Upstairs there you can have some loot as well. And then here we have the 3 cabins again, just like on the other side. I think it's the last one here as well. Find some bullets here. No, it's not the last one, it's the third one. Yeah, it's the third one. This is the USEC stash key. The one with the blue background, not the one with the purple background, because that one is on customs. Weapon crate here, weapon crate there, so basically loose weapon attachments and 3 weapon crates, pretty much. Which also spawn either attachments or a weapon. Sort of similar, what was it on the other side? The other side, workshop is a jacket and 2 toolboxes, I believe. Here you have 3 weapon part case. So that is the stash key with a blue background. Pretty much. And then we have seen pretty much building 3, 2 and 1. And we also paid a visit on the drugs lab. And then of course you have all these tents, crates over there, tents over there. You can check with more crates. You have the 2 front guards, which you can probably take out, and then you can also loot that tent. You have the helicopter area over there, which you can loot. The other pit over there, which you can loot. And then you go out somewhere. The train is probably gone already. The train is gone, so we probably have to go past the shoreline, and we should have been going before we even get out of here. That's pretty much what has changed here in this camp. You can go on the roof, you can go in all of the offices now, not just run through the building bottom floor. All of these, half of the doors are open. Operating room is over there on the bottom, and over there, building 2, we have the WTP store, that's what it's called, the storage room. Very often high value there. There are 2 high value spots in that room, that's why it's probably locked. And in the room next to it, you very often find tank batteries and car batteries. Pretty regular spawns, actually. So it's, let's say that is the new RBST room, which also probably explains why, for instance, an RBST room key for reserve is now only going for 400,000 or 500,000 on the market instead of 1.2 million, which is normally going. Because it's not that hard to find a tank battery anymore. Because the WTP room and the one next to it often spawns one. And as far as I know, you only need one for regulated materials. We're gonna disco. And we're gonna go in again, and now hopefully we get a south spawn, or somewhere in the middle at least, that we can go to the south. So we're gonna go again. This was the north, with the drugs labs and then the 3 buildings around the camp, which has changed drastically compared to the last wipe. Because all of the doors are open, you do need a few extra keys here and there. So what have we used now? We did the store, convenience store. We had a look at that, if I remember correctly. The stash, which is the one on building 1 on the left side. Those 3 cabins, that pretty much the last room that we checked. This is the Rogue USEC stash. The workshop is the cabin on the other side when we came in. That's this one, Rogue USEC workshop key. Oh, the police car, forgot to check on the road. And the Marin Key, that's not really where we were. USEC 1, USEC 2 is on the chalet. That's more the middle ones. And the other 3 here, bedroom conference and radar is on the island. We haven't been there yet. Let's go in again, and hopefully we get a south spawn. That's the idea now. We go in again, and we're gonna have a look on the lighthouse area. 7 AM, yeah, that's fine. The rogue camp, as before, if you play that online, of course, you have the rogues, which means that you have extra loot from them. They are pretty good rigs and backpacks and weapons. Weapons are pretty okay, the ammunition not so much anymore. But you can still get good attachments from their weapons and things like that. So it's still worth looting them. Also the rest of these rooms, a lot of weapon attachments, ammunition. So yeah, if you're into weapons and weapon attachment, or if that's what you're looking for, definitely worth going to the rogue camp. But if you're not, then this is actually a good spawn. I thought for a second this was a bad spawn, that we were actually on the other mountains. But this is not a bad spawn for what we want to do. This is the big chalet. We need to be a bit worried about here if you play online. This is one of the spawns where the new bosses, the big goons, Big Pipe, Dead Knight and Bird Eye can actually spawn. If they do spawn in here, Bird Eye is one of those guys which is very often sitting in one of those rooms. You do not see him, you don't hear him, he doesn't make noise, it's like the cultist. You don't not hear his footsteps. And he is a pretty damn good sniper. One tap headshots you very often. There's not that much happening here. I don't think I've ever found something in here. Maybe a drink or so. This room on the other hand, there's a medbag here. And in the back you can find some augmentum, ibuprofen, cold stars, surf kits, sometimes on the floor here. Then we go through the playground here to what I call the pizza house or the barbecue house. There are some pizzas on the table. You do want to check this. You want to check these sofas here. Not very often spawn something. This one does, as you can see. Sometimes something on this table. You also want to check this table and definitely this seat. Very often spawns good stims for your sample quest. L1, Meldonin, P22, those kind of things. Very often on this seat. So you do want to check it. Then of course the house, yeah, there are enough videos out here. We're not going to go through this whole this is still a breach, I don't know. There are ammo spawns here, for instance on the pool table. Around you can find stuff on the ground. There's a dead body here somewhere as well. I think it's upstairs, but or in the other room. There are some ammo cases and weapon cases over here. You can check this whole house. There is a Bitcoin spawn here on the bar, or some other high values, either over there or on the ground sometimes. So you do want to check those. You pretty much, if you have time, you check this whole house. What we are going to do is mainly going to go upstairs. Seeing we have the keys. On the left is a bedroom. I think there's a duffel bag. We are going to the second bedroom. And we are checking this. This is either USEC 1 or USEC 2. Those are the safe keys. Very often spawns empty, but it can have some medallions, pro kill medallion, or a badge, Eli badge I found earlier. And then we go to the other side. The other bedroom, same story, also has a key. And has some money in it this time. So what are we looking at here is USEC 1, the USEC first key, and USEC 2, which is the USEC second safe key. Not sure exactly which one is 1 or 2. They are not that expensive. That's also often they just spawn a bit of money. So yeah, it's one of those things you might have to run a couple of times to actually get value from it. But since they are not that expensive, why not? Now Nothing here. No. You do find some stuff here in the saunas. And then yeah, you can check the rest of the villa as you want. Every room has something. And the same goes for the garage. We still got 35 minutes, that's fine. Not sure if I can actually go this way, but we'll try it anyway. I can make the stupid stairs. This is the other villa, of course. We're not gonna do that at all, because that's not gonna give us enough time. Over here, weapon crates, some weapon attachments in the shelves all over the place. Another box over there, which you can always check. Lost contact quest. You need to find these bodies. These are missing persons. You just have to find them, and then you need to have one extraction on a lighthouse. It does not have to be in the same raid though to finish that quest. Just so that you know, even if you die after finding these bodies, and you get like another run where you do extract from this map, then it will finish that quest. I was hoping to get a spawn somewhere around here for this, but it's fine. Do we have anything to drink? Not exactly. The boathouse. If we can't find anything to eat or drink here, then it's time to leave, I think. That's normally the only thing that spawns here on all of these. There we go. Not that much actually. Normally if you do this online, most of these benches have something to eat or to drink. So if you need food or drinks, you can definitely find it here. I'm checking some spawns. There's nothing here now, but where I know that they spawn things. There is a duffel bag under this pier. There is a ground stash underneath the building. Which is in between the rocks here. And then on the right side there we have some loose spawns, like horses and such. Pretty much over here, over there, and also in this box you can find some things. But let's keep moving. Because the idea is to go to the island. With 30 minutes to go, yeah, that's fine. Seeing we're playing offline, we don't actually have to extract there. We can pretty much do the whole island, I think. Red pliers, one of those things people never pick up. I see people pick up condensed milk to sell to therapists for 15k, while the red pliers sell 17k to therapists. Knowing the value of things kinda matters. You can do some barter trades with the condensed milk, but then you need like 50 of them or something. There we go. Just... The man didn't make it out, but hey, what do you expect? The man was drinking moonshine. Some sugar here. Duffel bag that you can check. Some other stuff here. We are not going to check everything. We need to move on. In case you're wondering, after seeing these two runs, one in the camp and now one towards the island, make no mistake, there's a reason why people call it loot house instead of lighthouse. This is the best map of the game at the moment, looting wise. I don't know if we have enough strength. There we do. Okay. Obviously one of the quests is check out the lighthouse entrance or something. That quest is gone obviously. Last wipe we had to run around that truck over there like an idiot, and now we were getting sniped by the invisible sniper, which was apparently somewhere up the lighthouse. That quest is gone obviously because this gate is open at this moment in time. This is the first iteration of this expansion, and they want us to explore this thing. So they opened it up. The Lightkeeper is not there yet. You can also not go to the lighthouse because it's surrounded by mines, and unlike the mines around the camp, you will not survive these mines. On the camp, if you step on a mine and you immediately stop, you can heal up and back out. You still survive. These mines over here on that lighthouse there, they explode and you are dead. At some point in time when they hit, I am assuming when they at the Lightkeeper trader, when that guy is in, this gate will go close again. And then we have to have something, we don't know. Is it the key? Is it the key card? Or is he related to the scavs, and does your scav reputation need to be 6.0 and then you can get in here? Or you get a password to get in here or something like that. So they will close it up and it will not be open. They opened it up now so that we can pretty much explore the island. That's the idea behind it. But if you're looking for money or something, yeah, this is the place to be. Weapon crate here. Another tech crate, I think it is here. I'm gonna drop these euros for reasons, because we're gonna find way more than that. Some bullets over here. All these trucks and cars on this bridge, there is a reason, of course. Keep in mind, you have a lot of, especially that hill there. The shooter born in heaven quest has gone from 100 meters to 125 meter headshots, and they also added lighthouse. So keep in mind, people up that rock, they're trying to do shooter born in heaven. That's why all these cars and trucks are here, so that you have a bit of protection when you cross this bridge, because at this moment in time it's the only way in and out. There is a weapon crate there, there is a weapon crate here, some loose ammo on this box sometimes. You can find some stuff in this box. You can find some loose loot here. Found a bottle of vodka the other day. Over here, drinks. Yeah, pretty much this whole pile here looks to be a garbage, but it isn't. There's 25,000. The augmentum, if I somehow can get my hand on it. You can use that either to sell. We're gonna drink whatever we find every time. And this is just the outside. We already found the defuel there, it's 25k, the augmentum probably another 15 to 20k. This is your way in at the moment, and also your way out, but there is another way out though. We'll show you that later on. First room here on the left, duffel bag, filing cabinets. Filing cabinets is something you want to check this wipe, because it spawns all kind of stuff. And all kind of stuff, that also means intel, Tetrises, labs cards, the whole whatchamacallit. Maps, These maps are not the new topographic maps. You need them for your hideout, for certain crafts, nixers. These things are not things you find every day around on the maps. Computer number 1. I don't know, I think there are like 5, 6, maybe even more computers on this site. Power cords. We're just picking up some random stuff now. We will throw some things away, obviously, because we're gonna find some better stuff. That's room number 1. We're gonna stay in this left house. We'll start with the back and then work our way back up. Decorate over here. This is pretty much a technical storage room, basically. We'll see what we find. I'm just gonna pick up what I know is value at the moment. Thermite. It's an easy 100k there. Couple of jackets. This is where you can find, for instance, some of the keys that you're sometimes looking for. It's pretty random what you find in jackets, so 306, not that important. There's another toolbox there. There might be some spawn here sometimes, and over here, and also on the floor. You want to check this, all kind of tech loot in here. Moving up to the kitchen of this building, basically. There we go. Sugar, hot rods. Same story here. Check it. Vodka, sugar, the whole whatchamadoodle. Some more drinks here. The sugar at the moment, I don't know what is going. Not that great yet, I think. But at some point, once people have the boost collector and start making moonshine, which is this thing over here, you need 1 superfied water, which you can make in your hideout, and 1 sugar. Once people start making their own moonshine, which bottle of moonshine goes for about 200k. So yeah, the moonshine and the thermite is already 300,000 that I'm holding here. The hoses are also still high price at the moment. The nixers, it's the same story. I think they're still going for 70, 80,000. The map here, I'm not so sure. You can actually craft this if you have all the other maps together. But like for instance a custom map, I think it's one you have to find. The other maps you can buy from Therapist. The fuel is 25k, the red pliers is 17k. I'm holding a couple of 100k here already, and we even haven't opened the door yet. Some water on the ground here as well. Oh, to the left here. 2 jackets here. This is just house 1, and there are about 4 houses and a beach here. Not that important, that key. I'm just gonna pick up things of which I know they are value, so we'll see how far we get with this. Some food on these tables. Also here, food spawns can be normal food and drinks, but can also be condensed milk or something in that order. Then we go up. On the right, a jacket here. Nuts, yeah, we'll pick them up for now, although they came down in price pretty hard. The bolts are still worth picking up, the nuts not so much anymore. Over here, as you can see, I was just about to say you can find stims. There we go, we just found a Meldonin. Just laying around in a cabin. Check the seats as well. Over here you can find food and drinks. Same story here. Some bullets or some spreads you can find. Over here, high value spawn. Summit 1G phone, there you go. GPU, Vertex, PPX, all kind of things here on this next to this book. We have some more spawns here and there, as you can see, some food spawns. And then we have room number 1, which needs a key, which is the conference room. This key is available for 80-90k, although I saw earlier today, I think it was Tix who posted a video about this room. Which means that the key will probably be gone very quickly. And only bartered items, as you can see. Vodka, milk, all kind of stuff. We have a weapon box which is always full, some loose ammo, and we have a high value spawn in here. Sometimes more than that, so you want to check every of these shelves here. Make sure that you don't get a pixel. This guy, a military transmitter this time we found. Pick him up. This weapon box is usually full. We'll see if it's the same now. Not so much. Usually there's more in it. Maybe because we're doing an offline raid. If you do this online, it's usually full. We do want to check these filing cabinets for reasons I mentioned before. You can find pretty much anything in these things now, including intels and whatnot. There is a spawn over here sometimes. There is a spawn. There we go. Golden skull ring. On the safe, the only problem is this is locked. The safe itself is locked, so not sure. I'm assuming over time it will be a conference room safe key, which is not available at the moment. And there is another spawn over here, high value, which doesn't spawn anything this time, but it is here for sure. And another computer here as well. Caps, not so important at the moment. So yeah. That's the conference room. Not even that super this run. You can get better stuff in these runs. I saw Tix posted a video today. I think he made 1.8 million in 10 runs, and the key has 40 uses, so the key is definitely worth it. And that's our building one. Coming in, we came through this door and we pretty much checked this whole building. That's all we did so far. In here you can jump in, weapon attachments on here, weapon attachments on the box, and there is another weapon crate on the back there, but I don't have enough strength to jump up this box, so I never managed to reach it. We'll go in downstairs here. We'll go to the left first, check these. There is a toolbox over there, some loose spawns as well. Some loose spawns here on the shelves and on the iron board sometimes. Some loose spawns there. Coming back, this is more of a medical room. There's a med bag, some loose spawns and a jacket as well. We got some rubles, we'll pick it up, but not that important. Both of these window bank things you want to check. Even the duffel bag you actually want to check in this house. Yeah, there we go. It was 25k miss almost if I don't... This room at the moment it's open, but I think it's gonna be a key at in the future, for the simple reason it has a computer, it has a safe, it has some good spawn, it has a technical crate, a weapon crate over there, and then some loose spawns on the floor sometimes. So I think there's gonna be another key in the future here for this room. The key, the safe is locked though, or maybe they just come up with a key for the safe. That's also possible. Sort of like they did in 321 in fuel conditioners. They're not that hard, not that easy to find this wipe, I've noticed, for some reason. So it's actually, and it's also 40k to therapists in case you do no longer need them for Ragman. Then we go to the end of the hallway. Weapon crate. Things that can spawn on this sofa here, on the Windows bank. Another duffel bag here, we'll check it. Computer here, which always needed to be checked because it can spawn, for instance, a GPU or something. Some loose spawns here and there. Sometimes on the window and also on the table. A weapon crate here, another computer under the desk as well. DVD this time. Could have been a GPU, it was a 2-slot. I think that's all we got here, yeah. Downstairs. And we go upstairs, and we sort of have similarities happening here. Check the windows. We have a jacket here. We need something to drink as well, there we go. We'll drink some milk. Although we have hydration enough, the milk also gives you a lot of energy. Milk is probably the best drink in the game because it also gives you good energy and hydration. Blue tape. Although blue tape is also going for a bit. And here in the shower is a weapon crate. And then this is the other way in or out of this house. Second floor stairs, basically. But we're not done here yet. We just checked this side of the place, and now we have to check the other side. This room we will do in a second. Let's first check the back room. Duffel bag in the corner. Loose weapon parts in here. Stocks, rings, and all kind of other charging handles. I'm gonna drop these actually. Some loose parts here, ammunition over there, weapon crate over there. Always check it, never know, might be a good weapon in there. AK-104, but we don't need to buy that for the gunsmith, for instance. That's all possible if you pick that up. Which leaves us, have we checked the jacket? I don't remember. I think we did. Which leaves us with this room. All kind of markings on the door. Makes sense, because it's the marked room. The shared bedroom, marked room. There are several spawns in here. We'll see what we find, but let's start with the carpet. On the carpet is definitely a spawn. There we go. A cat, lions, horses. Very often on the carpet here. Sometimes in the corner there you can find something. There is a spawn on the bed here, always check it. There is a spawn on this seat here. There is also a spawn over here. Gold chain usually on this window bank. We have a duffel bag here. We have a horse over here. There is a spawn over here you want to check. It can be a vase or something, but it can also be very small like golden skull ring or Bitcoin, or so sometimes you need to check it to get the right pixel, and also under the bed can spawn something. Same on this window, on this seat. We have a golden rooster here, for which we don't even have a room. Let's drop this for now. Let's drop this. Because we need some room. This time it's rubles. It can also be a golden skull ring or a Bitcoin or something that you can find here. So you do want to check it. Next to the golden rooster there are actually two spawns on this blood cloth. There is one on the seat, one on the table, as you can see. Golden skull ring. Definitely worth more than 600 rubles. There's also one on this seat, on the floor here. There we go. I don't even have space for this. What is this? It's another cat. Oh, okay. Let's drop this. You get the idea. We are completely full. And then we didn't even have all the spawns yet. There's also a med crate up there. So we have the two seats over here which didn't spawn anything. We have the bed which didn't spawn anything. That seat didn't spawn anything. And the window bank didn't spawn anything either. Nevertheless, what do we got? We got a rooster, we got two cats. We got a golden skull. Yeah, I don't know what we're running around with here, but the cost of all the items in the stash is 5 million. That does include all these keys and the dog tag case and so we probably made about 1.5 million at least from what we have sitting in here. The moonshine is 200k, the termite is 100k. Well, Donan sells for a bit, Summit 1G sells for a bit. The rooster is 60k I think, the cat probably also 50k or something. The Nixor is 70, 80,000. Golden Skull Ring is about 60, I think. So yeah, 1.5 million at least that we defuels are 25k. The fuel conditioner is 40k. Power cores are still going for a bit. The horses not so much. Condensed milk is 15k. You get the idea. Next to that we are 55 kilograms. And if you think we're done, then you have another thing coming. Let's drop it over here for a second. Toolbox is over here. Can spawn sometimes something here. You can check the pier, there are a few weapon crates there, potentially. We have the beach over here. Check these boxes. In this box can spawn something. Ammo over here. You can check this crate. Ammo and weapon attachments over here on the plank as well in the box. Over here several mags and weapon attachments, usually 3 in here. Medical bag over here, and then over here you do want to check that. High value spawn. Mules. Pro kill medallions, Eli badges, all that kind of thing in this box. So it is worth a trip to the beach. There are a few boxes on the other side of the beach over there. Same thing, but not so. I haven't found anything good there yet. But on this side you do want to check that last box because it's a high value spawn. We'll quickly go up because we haven't seen half the island yet. But we don't have much time yet anymore. There's usually something spawning over here, either on the floor, as you can see. Augmentum also on this box, inside this box. We do not want to go there. There is where the mines are. I don't know exactly how far you can go, not that far. So I usually stay here and I don't go up to... if you want to check the lighthouse, you can always zoom in and check it out. That's where you're gonna have to do. There is a stairs going around and going up. That's where the light keeper will be. That's where you need to do your business with. Which makes me think that that boat there on the end of the pier might actually become an extraction over time, because otherwise you are trapped here with your trade loot. Over here you have some loose spawns, ammo, food. Duffel bag, jacket over here. Here on the left, underground, there are 2 spawns here. Nothing spawning this time, but I have found some stuff here, usually pretty good. So you want to check that, and there is a safe here which actually opens. You do not need a key for this one. It's a safe, so you know what that means. It can spawn flash drives, it can spawn money, it can spawn whatever. We're obviously going to pick up the flash drive instead of a broken LCD. We go out, cross the road, open that door, check it here. Always check it for keys. There's a cabin here that opens somewhere. Second room with another jacket. There is a tech spawn over here, and over here, and also filing cabinets over here, and another computer. PSUs, you get the idea. You can check these, yeah. In theory we need to check them, but we do not have much time to do it all. I want to quickly show you guys around this place. But you need to check it. If we're looking for value, we need to check it. Although, yeah, we know we have value. What I forget to do was check the value before we came in, actually. There are some spawns over here, on the shelves, over here in the duffel bag, and on the seat as well. Over here, the same story. You can find some stuff on the floor. This is sort of reserve stuff. You check the bottom of these things, it can spawn something, you know what I mean? Just like in reserve, pretty much. Okay, up to the garage. This door is also a potential way of coming in. You want to check here, over here. You can find some things in here. All of these shelves you want to check as well. We can go. Okay. As I said, it's the same as reserve. The only thing is there's not a weapon crate in here. There are definitely spawns over here. Sofa, also a spawn. The same here. Check all of these corners. Now we come to the dome building. A radar office. 8 filing cabinets over there and a dead body. Ophthalmoscope, there we go. You can check these filing cabinets obviously. If we go in here, the red lighting, this is the radar commander officer room. It needs a key. You also have a quest here. That's why the key is very hard to get. But it's the loot inside is not so great, I believe. But you do need it for a quest, so that's a bit annoying. We go out and that way in a second. If we go downstairs here, there is a toolbox, some loose loot over here, ammunition, and this thing here. That seems to be a bit of a metal door. This might be another way out of here. That might be a potential future extraction, I would think. Because in my opinion, we need to find ways to get out of this island. Because if we do business with this trader here, we need to get out of that bridge. And if the only way is the bridge, then people are just gonna camp that stuff. Some loose spawns here, as you can see. Condensed milk, 15k, 12k for a bottle of water. You can also use it. You can go up these rocks here. Okay, but apparently not through this way. So we go through the other way. All kind of loose spawns here in the boxes. Over there on the boxes you can find stuff. If you go up here, ammunition, weapon attachments over here. This is sort of like use a camp on woods. It's sort of this place has a bit of everything, and of course it gives you a pretty damn good angle to see what's going on the bridge if somebody tries to get through. Also gives you an angle on the if there is not so much fog through the rain. You can actually see pretty good all over that map. And you get the idea over here. Pretty much loot all over the place. On every of these boxes you can find loot. Same here. Have we been upstairs here yet? I don't think so. I think we just came out downstairs and crossed to the other room there. Same story here. And over there in that building I went downstairs to show you a potential future extraction, that underground door. But you can also go upstairs and then you can get to that roof over there. There are some loose weapon parts there, a couple of boxes. You can even go to that corner over there by jumping over the sandbags, and then you actually see that there is all kind of loot up there, and then you know, oh, I need to go up these rocks here. And then yeah, over there, I don't know. That's where the sniper is probably. That's where the lightkeeper will be somewhere. Maybe even on the over there on the top of the tower. I'm assuming we see it's a stairs there. I'm assuming there will be inside another stairs which goes all the way up, I think. Would be my guess. But we don't know. We can also not check it out. If we do, we blow ourselves up. It's surrounded by mines at the moment. Of course, this needs to be timed better. We checked the chalets and everything before we came here, because you need about 4 minutes to get to the boathouse and about 5 minutes to get to the south road. to make it out of here. Now, I don't know if we make it, but you can go on these rocks here, and then you can walk on that wall, and that is another way out. Which we obviously see we are heavy as fuck at the moment. We're not gonna make that, but you can go up the rocks there and then walk over the wall and jump out. But yeah, you get the idea here. 1.5 to 2 million we were carrying at the moment, including doing the 2 rooms, the conference and the Mark's room. We didn't have the radar key, but you get the idea. That's what changed. People called Lighthouse the loot house before already. It only increased now. So all of those people out there saying like, oh yeah, you make good money on reserve and interchange, get the hell out of here. I mean, seriously, get the hell out of here. It's nothing compared to this island. It's nothing compared to the rogue camp. So there is no way you're gonna make more money on reserve than on this map. There's no way. Some people keep being convinced about that, but not in a million years. It doesn't matter where you spawn. If you spawn in the north, you have the drug lab with all kind of stims. You have the 3 rogue buildings. You have the loot from the rogues themselves if you kill them, which is probably better than, or at least equally as good as from the raiders on reserve. So you have 3 bosses over here now. If you, for some reason or another, you can get them down. That's as good as a loot, or even better than if you kill Gluer and the boys. So it's definitely, and that's the north spawn. If you spawn in the middle, also in that run, we did the village with the rogue camp. We sort of combined the middle with the villages with the rogue camp in our first run. Was big money. And then now we sort of quickly went through the chalets because we have all these keys. So we basically showed you all the keys except for the police car and the Marin car, which we left behind because we were on the other side of the map. The Marin Key, I opened it once online and 2 times offline. It was 3 times empty. So I'm not sure what's going on with the Marin Key. As far as I know, it's empty, and that was supposed to be like a high value car. If it's every time empty, then this key is definitely not worth doing the barter trade as most people are doing at the moment. The police car can spawn intel, is on the road left of building 1 on the rogue camp. All the rest we have done. In our first run we did the store, convenience store, we did the stash, we did the workshop, and we did the building 2 key. Building 1 is the operating room. I don't have that key, so I couldn't check. Mainly has to do with the quest. I don't think the loot is that super necessarily in that room. There is some med spawn in one of those buildings, but that building is open, which potentially might mean that you can find analytics there, seeing it is a medical room. And then in our other run, we started in the chalets where we did USEC 1 and USEC 2. And then we went up to the island, we did the conference room, that whole building. We did the other building with the shared marked bedroom. And I showed you where the radar is, which is another, the radar commander officer key is another, which I do not have. Somewhere between 1.5 and 2 million in that last run, just on the island, for sure. We had 2 cats, we had an ophthalmoscope, we had a rooster, we had Summit 1G phone, we had military transmitter, we had all kind of other stuff. 1.5 to 2 million if you sell it on the market, for sure. Or to the traders, whoever pays the most. The first run was a bit different. There we had like more weapon parts and things like that, which we didn't even pick up all of them. And then of course you combine that normally with the loot that you get from the rogues that you killed. It's the same story. 1.5 million, 1 million to 1.5 million, but then it's more about weapons and weapon parts. While on the island it's more about pure value. Lions, cats, roosters, things like that. Moonshine, whiskey, vodka, those kind of things. And then vertexes, VPXs, GPUs, all kind of military and IT stuff, basically. combined with some figurines like the cat and the horse and the lion and whatnot. That is sort of what has changed in the lighthouse, and we probably showed it pretty decent in 2 runs, where to be and where to look. We did the village and the row camp in run 1, and in run 2 we did chalet, and then we moved to the lighthouse island. If we would have done this online, and actually that would not go that smooth, obviously. We run into AI, we run into other players, but if we could have done that same run, probably made about $1 million, $1.5 million from the first run, and about 1.5 to 2 million from the second run. Easy loot runs. Even at the SCAF, they have changed things. They made certain maps like customs, and so they are back to 40 minutes. Woods is 40 minutes. Shoreline is 45 minutes. Lighthouse is also 40 minutes, I think. So they changed the times on those maps, which also means that they could make it in such a way that they could get SCAFs a longer run. So if you do a SCAF run now, you sometimes spawn in with 30 or even 35 minutes to go. You spawn in pretty early in these maps now. And that of course means if you have something like a pilgrim or any other big backpack, there are a few which are probable, like here, the T30 or even a Beta 2 or T20. They are pretty decent, and then you pick up the high value and then you actually make some money. If you combine that with a decent rig, then you have enough loom to loot and actually pick it up. You're probably gonna need a few of these things here. SJ6 or a mule. If you combine both, then you can. The mule gives you about 50% extra weight, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But it doesn't regenerate that great, and so you want to probably combine that with an SJ6 to have stamina recovery. In the beginning of a raid, you can pop an SJ6 together with a Meldonin and a 3 BTG. Then you probably might have like maximum stamina recovery. That is of course if you have enough money, because that cocktail SJ6 Meldonin 3 BTG at the moment, if you have to run that every time, I think that's like 250k. Of course, if that makes you be the first one on the island and to loot the marks room and all that kind of stuff, and you can actually make it out, then it doesn't matter that much. Then you can spend 250k on stims, because you make about 2 million every freaking raid. So then it's worth popping those to be the first one there. The problem with that is, of course, you will run into 2-3 AI scavs and 1 or 2 rogues on that island. So you're gonna have to deal with those, which means that you do not loot that fast. You have to get out of that place, and at this moment the only way in and out is over the bridge. Which means you have campers on the rocks, you have campers on the boathouse, you have sneaky people laying prone under one of the trucks. If you think you saw it, go to that island, you haven't seen it yet. If you think you saw it all, think again. A lot of campers there, because of course, why would you run around for 15 minutes looting 50-60 kilograms? If somebody else does it for them, the only thing they have to do is wait and kill those people and pick up their loot. And they run heavy weight for 2 minutes to the extraction with their loot, and they're also out. Be careful for that. I'm gonna leave it at this so that I can export this to YouTube as a video. Pretty much a look around on the main changes of this wipe, which is a few things with skills, and I showed you some things, some new streamers items that are available, and then of course the lighthouse rooms on the camp have opened, and then the whole peninsula has opened as well. We'll leave it at this for now. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.